Hey, you can get some cool and fun rewards for helping me help kids. Stick around after the video for more information. Well, my editing skills are crap, but can the same thing be said about Sleight? Stick around and find out. The only thing I can think of, like, to do as opening music for this would be some kind of, like, urban style or, like, some rap or something, and I know I would offend somebody if I even tried to do that. So I'm not going to do the flashy signs this time, because I don't want people to be mad at me for my unintentionally offensive attempts at something like that. Anyway, I'm Peter Franson from christiangeekcentral.com and Spirit Blade Productions, here with my uncut review of Sleight, a little movie that I wanted to see in theaters, but it came out at the same time as some kind of like bigger profile, I think, geek genre movie, and so I felt like I just couldn't review it at the time that it was in theaters, but I knew I was always going to come around back to it at some point when it came out on Redbox, and there's still been a little bit of a delay. I meant to get to this, right when it came out on Redbox, still some other stuff going on that I needed to cover when it came out. Finally got around to it, though, and I'm so glad that I did. The synopsis on IMDb, well, I'm going to modify the synopsis a little bit because I felt like it was a little bit spoilery, so I changed it a little bit to avoid those. A young street magician named Bo is left to care for his little sister after their parents' passing and turns to illegal activities to keep a roof over their heads. When he gets in too deep and his world becomes dangerous to himself and those he cares about, he must push his abilities into new and risky territory to find a way out of the life he has chosen. Now, this movie plays largely as a grounded urban drama. Bo makes a series of foolish choices regarding the work and people he involves himself with, so we watch him get deeper and deeper into the criminal world. His character is definitely the focus. It's not a really kind of complex story with, big surprises and stuff. It's more about just watching him dealing with the consequences of the choices he's making, as we see him struggling with worse and worse situations and agonizing repercussions and choices that he has to deal with. But it's also a movie with superpowers. From the start, Bo seems to have some form of low-level telekinetic ability, and what it exactly is becomes clearer as the movie progresses. Early on, this is not a spoiler. Very early on, it's revealed that Bo has a bit of strange technology that seems to be like barbarically fused into his upper arm. The explanation of the device, where it came from, how it works, doesn't come until very late in the movie, so I'm not going to give details on that. He's also an extremely good street magician, pulling off better tricks than most that I've ever seen an illusionist perform, like even in big budget specials and stuff. I mean, there's some things that he does that I'm like, how the crap? That's crazy. They clearly were using visual effects there to pull off that that little illusion. And his illusions were so good, in fact, that I wondered if the device in his arm might be alien in origin, providing him with a multitude of powers. I was really curious. It's like, wow, how is he able to do all this? I love superpower movies, usually superhero movies, but sometimes the line is blurred a bit. Are we talking about a hero here, or what? Like with movies like Chronicle, So I'll just call them superpower movies. I love superpower movies with serious, grounded, emotionally dramatic stories. Chronicle and Defendor are two of my all-time favorite superhero / supervillain movies. This movie fits in very well with those, but with much more emphasis on the urban drama than on the superpower stuff, which largely kicks in at the climax. In fact, the grounded feel of the story actually made it challenging for me to accept some of the fantastical elements of the story when they were revealed. Chiefly, we're asked to believe that the protagonist has almost Lex Luthor levels of intelligence, and that felt like a strange request, kind of, as it were, from the script, given how grounded the rest of the story felt. Now, maybe if it had been filmed in a slightly more stylized way, that it would have felt more appropriate to me to have that kind of over-the-top element. In some ways, I almost think that Aliens would have been easier for me to buy into. But I came around to accepting the logic of the story and the logic of the main character and his choices and stuff as I reflected on the difference between intelligence and wisdom, and I'm going to come back to that in a minute. The cast felt largely solid to me. No familiar familiar faces, which that's actually a treat for me. That often helps me get into a story more if I don't recognize any of these faces from anywhere. So there were only a couple performers that came across to me as like, okay, this is an actor making a performance choice in this scene, rather than real people. So for the most part, I really felt like the performances were solid. There's only a few subtle digital effects on a mostly small scale, even in the climax, but that shouldn't be taken to imply that it's the superpower stuff doesn't still have some really cool, intense, impactful moments. I think that definitely did for me. Okay, so coming back to intelligence versus wisdom, I always try to ask myself, is there anything of worthwhile moral, philosophical, or spiritual significance going on in the themes of this thing that I'm taking in? That might lead me to some worthwhile thought or conversation. As with many horror movies, I asked myself repeatedly, why is this character making such foolish choices with his life, with his skills and the very reputable employment reference that one character in this story could easily give him that would really help him out. He could easily make money, I think, to support himself and his sister in some kind of tech-related business even before earning any kind of degree. Instead, he gets deeper and deeper into these terrible situations, so I'm thinking, why does such a smart guy end up doing this to himself? And I quickly remembered something early in this story that was good for me to keep in mind and also helped me engage with the story more, and that is intelligence and wisdom are two very different things. Years ago, I played a Marvel paper and pencil RPG. It was actually like a card-based system, I think. In college, I played this game, and it only had a wisdom stat for characters. There was no intelligence stat, just wisdom. And so Mr. Fantastic, this brilliant scientific mind, had this huge wisdom, And I thought, what? Because I think I just read some story recently where he was just screwing up his relationships. I was like, this guy has made some really foolish choices in his life. Why are we giving him such a high wisdom in this game? And I realized, I was like, oh, I don't think that the developers of this game truly appreciate the difference between intelligence and wisdom. That, or, they're just like, oh, something about it would make it too complicated, so they just kind of shrugged their shoulders and went with it. But there is a big difference between the two. Intelligence is the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills. Wisdom is the quality of having experience, knowledge, and good judgment. So knowledge, is kind of in the mix with both of them, but one of them is much more just kind of cerebral, and the other one is more about life application. Intelligence is about problem solving and application of information. Wisdom is about recognizing what things in life have value, what should take priority in life, how the world works, and what choices tend to lead to which consequences. Intelligence can help you navigate a written exam. Wisdom can help you navigate life. This is why some of the most equally brilliant and intelligent people, you can have two people that are both equally brilliant and intelligent, and one of them can accept belief in God, and the other one can reject belief in God. Or one of them can live a life that is virtuous, and the other one can live a life that is disastrous. It's why we can study the Bible, have all kinds of facts about it memorized, and yet not truly let it penetrate our hearts, because we don't really value the application of truth to our inward hearts and our lives. So I don't know that Sleight will bring those thoughts to mind for anyone else, but it did for me, which is good because it's something that I need to remember. So I appreciate it for that. I have no idea what your tastes are in movies, but if I were a time traveler, I would go back in time and say, hey, Pater, dude, Redbox this right now. You're really going to enjoy this. You'll have a few little issues with it, but I think largely you're really going to enjoy it. Rent it before it's gone, or it gets all scratched up by those reckless renters. Those are my thoughts. I'd love to get yours in the comments below. Extra Life fundraising is still going on. Please follow the link below and donate to a team member that hasn't reached $100 yet. You'll be eligible for a bunch of rewards that you can hear about right after this video. Finally, there's a ton more content and community over at christiangeekcentral.com. I hope you'll join us there soon as we continue, where's the button, to geek out and seek the truth. Hey guys, Peter Franson here from christiangeekcentral.com and Spirit Blade Productions. For my 4th consecutive year, I'm participating in Extra Life. It's a charity event that raises funds to provide medical care for children that are in urgent need. I'm also leading the Christian Geek Central Extra Life team, which you're still invited to join by following the link in the description below. There's also a link down there to my fundraising page, which details rewards that you can get for donating. You can shut me up and just skip there right now, or stick around and I'll give you some more details. Once again this year, I'm going to be drawing attention to our team's fundraising by performing a 24-hour video gaming marathon that I'm going to be streaming live on youtube.com/ChristianGeekCentral and also at ChristianGeekCentral.com. That's going to start at 6 a.m. Pacific on Saturday, November 4th. You're invited to donate to any member of our team by following the link to our team page in the description below. Our combined team goal this year is to raise $750 for this event. That's $250 more than last year's goal, but I think we can totally do that and even blow it out of the water with your help. You'll also find some fun incentives and rewards for donating toward our team members' efforts. Speaking for myself, I've cooked up some new rewards and brought back some standards from previous years. These rewards for my personal fundraising are now tier-based. And that means, for example, that donating $20 will get you the reward for the $20 level, the $10 level, and the $5 level. Here's the breakdown of what you can get. At $5, you can choose a topic to add to my +2 page of many topics. Topics will be randomly selected from this document for me to share my overly strong opinions on during my live stream. At $10, you also get a download code for the Spirit Blade Legacy Edition audio drama. $20 gets you all that, plus you can choose a game for me to play during my November 4th live stream. You can pick a favorite or torture me with something terrible. $30 gets you all that, plus you can choose a song for me to sing during my November 4th live stream. Again, you can pick an old favorite of yours or just make me humiliate myself with something awful. And at $50, you get all of those rewards, plus you receive a download code for every MP3 product available at spiritblade.com. That's audio dramas and music. It's over a $90 value. Now, there are some stipulations and time limits on those rewards, so quickly follow the link below to my fundraising page for all the details. On top of individual rewards for donations, I'm also creating some milestones that will result in one or maybe multiple, maybe even all audio dramas and MP3 products from spiritblade.com being available for free on a free download day that I'm planning. If I at least reach my $200 fundraising goal in donations, I will have a free download day on November 8th, 2017 at spiritblade.com. Every $50 I reach in my total beyond my $200 goal, I will add another audio drama that will be made available for free on that free download day. And if I reach $500 in my personal fundraising total, then the Legacy and Special Edition versions of the entire Spirit Blade audio drama trilogy, along with all of the song bundles, will be available for everyone completely for free on that free download day. I hope you'll be a part of helping me and the Christian Geek Central team do some good for some kids who really need it. Then please come to youtube.com/ChristianGeekCentral and ChristianGeekCentral.com to cheer me on for my 24-hour marathon starting again at 6 a.m. Pacific on Saturday, November 4th. Hope to see you then. Thanks. Bye-bye.
ChristianGeekCentral.com